Hello YouTube, this is WolfOutFF/Terratech Computers. I'm just doing a voiceover on my video because I forgot to turn my mic on. So forgive me, I was tired that morning. Anyways, this is my part 3 to modifying the Dell XPS 435T computer. As you can see, I already get the hard drive installed, and I'm thinking about different ways to install the video card to make it run cooler than what it does. Either by cutting the back end of it off or adding a fan to it on top or bottom to add more airflow. I also think about maybe possibly drilling holes right below the fan through the case to add a little bit extra airflow. But I'm not exactly sure yet. I'm going to try a different method out after I get everything together. The thing I am missing is the power supply, which is coming soon. So in the meantime, I'll probably just install my 450 watt Corsair power supply to see what happens. Now, as we get into the demonstration here, I'm just telling you pretty much the plans of the video card, what I plan on doing to it. So it's a GTX 470. I'm not entirely sure exactly what I'm going to do with it yet, but it is the original video card that came with the system when I first got it. So I really can't complain too much. It's a 896 megabyte card, if I remember right. It has a physics GPU in it and a regular GPU in it, so that's why it gets so hot. Also requires two 6-pin connectors. So I'm about to try and install the video card without taking the hard drive out first, just to see if I can. And well, apparently, as you can see here in a little bit, I can't do it, which is no big deal. Yeah, I'm talking a bit faster than my lips are moving in the video. Hopefully the next video I make for part 4 of this, which is a finished project, and the first test of the video, that everything runs perfectly fine and no errors. And hopefully maybe the GPU will run a lot cooler too. That's the goal. If not, I'm going to try my 80mm fan and put it on top of it or below it and see what happens. Now, in this part here, I'm showing you how I'm going to route the power switch and the LED wires to better cable management that I can do with a Dell computer. So, also explaining where the power switch pins and LED pins are located at. You get to see those in a little bit here after I connect the wires. And this time, since the hard drive was in my way a little bit, it made it a little harder to put the wires on, but it's all good. It happens. Sometimes you don't think, you just go. So, but yeah. And eventually I finally do get it, which is good. Now I explained in the video that there's a set of pins that there's 9 pins. That's usually 90% on the boards is located always in the bottom right hand corner. As you're looking on top of it. Or if you got it upside down, then it'd be the bottom left hand corner. But it's always going to be at that bottom corner. And usually the first row that has 4 pins in it, the right 2 pins is always going to be your power switch on 90% of the boards. And the left with the power switch pins is usually your power LED light you can use as your hard drive light or just your hard drive light in general. As you can tell, I'm trying to get a closer view of it, but I have a little trouble trying to figure out how to get my webcam and the little codes. First time trying, so I do apologize, but I'll get better at it. Anyways, back to what I was saying. You have 9 pins, 2 pins to the right, top set is our previous power switch, 2 pins to the top left, hard drive light, 2 pins below the hard drive light is usually your power ED, and the 3 pins to the bottom of the power switch is usually your reset switch. Now, in that little corner is basically all the wires hook up for your front panel I/O. And then it's pretty much like a reverse way of a USB hub. So, yeah, as you can tell, I'm planning on wrapping the wires behind the water cooler that's inside the system as we speak. And the first time I did it, I kind of goofed. I put the wires in front of the fan instead of behind the fan. I wasn't really thinking that much. And when I tried behind the fan, off video, it didn't work that well either. So basically what I'm doing was routing the wires and wrap it around the water cooler tubes, which you see here in about a minute or two. So, I mean, you can do it this way first, but I don't know, it just didn't look right to me. That's why I went back over it and redid it again. Now, in most cases, you can wrap them up like that. If you don't have no zip ties handy or tape, it works just as good. Just don't pull too tightly to stretch the wires out, because once they break, they break. And then you take the time and effort to find the break in the wire, snip it, solder it back together, tape it back together, and then reuse it. Or spend anywhere from $5 to $10 for a new power switch wire, which isn't that bad either, considering. But I prefer doing it a different way. Now, there's always time to come out earlier, wrapping the wires around the tubing, because in a way, it actually made it look kind of Christmas, like a Christmas color montage, which I thought was pretty cool. I mean, you guys might think it's cool, may not. Let me know in the comments. As I wrap the wire around, I try to give her, I think, 3 to 5 wraps. And as I wrap it, I'm sliding the wire down to keep it out of the way. Now my last wrap, I'm trying to patch it through the hole of the multi-card reader drive, or floppy drive, whichever you guys want to call it. Or say bay, sorry, not drive. Then I'll wrap it around again on the outside of it to shorten the cable in even shorter. Now you're wondering if this cable actually went with the system. It didn't. This actually came from another case, because the button for the Dell case actually does not work at all. So I got rid of that and then for the empty space I had available was where I put the water cooler at. So the PVC that you're seeing there and the wires came from a Xenon case, a Zenman case, yeah. And the case that is for Zenman sucked. I mean, it has some good features like hot swap drives and stuff, but the coolant for the hard drives sucked. It gets so hot, it's unbearable. So I recycled the case and took everything I could get off it, like thumb screws, fans, power switch, power ED, all that stuff, and reused it. Now here you see me trying to force the video card in, not too hard because I don't want to break anything, because I just want to see if it was possible to put it in with the hard drive being in the way. And after a minute or two, struggling to get the hard video card in there, it failed. So I decided to move the hard drive to a different spot. And then the one thing she gave me a little trouble, so I had to take my screwdriver and get out that way. Now I put the hard drive out and put the hard drive in the second slot. After I put the video card in first. And as you see, I'm lining up the PCI Express slot with the video card if I press it down. And once I get it in the hole, it pops in. Bam. And that's done. Next, I put the hard drive back in. And for some reason, I forgot that I didn't have my screws handy. So I had to dig out for some screws, as you'll see here in a minute. I always use like an old heatsink, plastic sealed or shard, to hold all my miscellaneous screws and heat sinks for chipsets, video cards, and other brackets, so I can get to them very simply. Now I'm digging through trying to find the right screws to screw in the hard drive. And eventually I found some that fits, so I popped those into place. Takes me about a minute or so, and then after I'm done with this, I'll screw them tight. Then later I'll be installing the DVD ROM drive. I know most people are thinking, why not just use a burner? At the time of this video, I didn't have a spare burner with me to make it work. And a DVD ROM drive will get it started, so you can still install Windows 10 on it. I know people might think, why don't you use a USB drive? Unfortunately, I have problems trying to get that to work. I guess I don't know. I guess I'm doing something wrong. I'm using a program from Microsoft to do it with, but I still can't get it right. So I failed. So I went back to the regular method, which is DVD. If you guys know more about it, let me know in the comments if I do one better. Maybe eventually I can get it to work, but for the time being, I'm sticking to DVDs to make it easier to understand or something else changes. Now, I got the hard drive in place. I'm thinking about if I install, like, for example, another fan in the back, but as you see, I'm doing the DVD ROM drive first, which is easy. I mean, pops it in place. Simple, done. 2 screws. Well, what can you do? So, after that's done, then I move on to the fan. As you do. Now you see me digging for screws again, because for some reason I never come prepared with screws, because I'm lame and I don't care. I'm just happy that maybe you guys can find this funny, inspiring, or maybe relate to doing the same thing I did. Now here I'm just showing you that I use a heat sink cover to hold all my parts in. I mean, it does make it easy. It holds a couple of small screwdrivers for pliers, all my bays of zip ties, screws, heat sink mounting brackets. So it works. So if I find the screws, well, now I did. But yeah. So get that all done and over with. And then eventually you see me move on to the fan, which is very simple. As you're waiting, yeah. Now the fan I'll be using for this is like an old AMD cooling fan from Coolmaster. I mean, what more can you want? It's cheap, simple fan. It fits the mountain holes. Now, if I am using the fan, I'll be doing, as you can see, the SATA cables. Now, I try to first wrap around the tubing first to see how it will look. But it looks like it would be a good idea to do it that way. But unfortunately, it was right in the way of the air. And I need air flow as best I possibly can to the GPU. I'm not too worried about the no-bridge chipset, as I got a 40mm fan on top of that to keep it from going batshit crazy. Because for some reason, Intel no-bridge heat sinks on the old chipset for the i920s gets extremely hot. Not sure why per se, but I guess it's how it is. So moving on. I'm figuring out what to do with the SATA cables. Come to think of, hey, wait, I got a better idea. And I decided to flip the case around and see if and maybe I can wire the cables around the cooler. But I was surprised that the SATA cable that I got from eBay was long enough to make that happen. Now, you guys wonder how much it costs? They only cost, I get like 10 of them for like, I pay like $7 or $7.50 for 10 of them. I mean, hey, brand new SATA 3 cables, can't argue with that, man. That's dirt cheap. So, but yeah, it's not too bad. And as you guys see on the other side, I'm right and go behind the fan. Well, not right behind the fan, but under the fans. And now it's down the way of the fan, and now I'm in the cooler. So it works out. Now, if you're just watching my newest video, that's in Corsair H55, or H, yeah. Two is H55 or H60. They're pretty much similar, just a little bit bigger, or size a little different. And it has 2 fans on it, so push-pull configuration. Now the fan you see there is from an AMD AM2 Plus cooler that I pulled off an old OME computer build. That I'll be showing you guys probably another video down the road when I'm done with this project. So now I'm looking for my paintbrush, which apparently was on top of my desk at the time, and I barely noticed it next to my Mario coin block. So yeah. Now the reason why I always use a paintbrush to dust my components with, the bristles ain't hard enough to damage anything, and gets all the dust off of it, so it makes it even better. Now you can see me struggle with the clips, because to me this is a pain in the ass. So I'll try doing standing up, and that wasn't working at all. And I'm making my finger, not to make it bleed though, but enough to make me sit down and actually use my desk instead of trying to use my hand like a dumbass. But we've all been there, making goofy choices to try rush through something. It's not always the best case scenario, but yeah. As you notice, you can see a little dust flickering off the heat sinking fan. But like I said, it's the OME. I got this from Craigslist. I paid, I think, $20 for the motherboard, processor, heatsink, and fan, dinky video card, old mobile modem card, TV channel card, and some RAM, and 2 320 gig hard drives. $20, man. I can't complain. Now, I saw some dust fly out of it. As you see, it's very dusty. Now, you can't see this part of the video because I'm trying to make sure the holes line up properly. Because some fans are 92mm fans, and this one kind of got lucky and was an 80mm fan. So, yeah. Now, after I got done, I got dusted off. What you see in a minute, I'll grab my webcam, lay it on my leg, after I get my paintbrush, so you can see how well a paintbrush does to clean off a fan. I do recommend this. I really, really do. Paintbrushes are very cheap. They don't cost much money. You can probably get a value pack from like Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, or any hardware store or paint supplier. And for what, $10, you get like 5 or 12 paintbrushes. So, I mean, hey, best way to dust a computer, cheap, efficient, doesn't damage nothing. It's better than trying to use like microcloths or rubbing alcohol. And that way you just what about paper towels, getting caught on circuitry and stuff. Take a paintbrush and just go at it, man. It's so easy. You won't believe it, man. Now, all you do is take the paintbrush, as I'm trying to get a better view for you guys. That's my track cam. Try to get my webcam and stay still. And you just take the paintbrush, go inside, and just go back and forth, just like that. Which each of the fins. And if the light was a little bit better, you'd probably see a gigantic dust cloud coming down from the fan into my trash can. I mean, it was a lot of dust. But it takes what, maybe that's a minute or two, and I got all the dust out. So it works. And yeah, after the vet, I did sneeze a couple of times. So I held it in best I could for the remainder of the video, but I ended up sneezing. And that's probably for everybody who takes in a lot of dust. I mean, it's common. But, you know, so it goes. That's about the only main downside of cleaning any type of computer is all the darn dust that builds up in it. Especially on pets. That makes it more dusty. Now you see in the back, I do have posters in my room. One is a Deadpool poster. One's a Penguin poster for the movie Penguins, and that one's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now I have the other posters too in my room on the opposite wall, which I probably saw maybe in a video, just to give you guys a little peek. It's the Marvel Universe, Spider-Man, and Guardians of the Galaxy. Now I have more posters on my ceiling, but I'm having a little difficulty with those out of tape and the surface on my ceiling. What material they painted my walls with if I bought my house doesn't like stickiness. So, don't know. But anyways, back to the video. As you can tell, I'm lining up the fan and I need my fan screws. And also make sure you get a pretty decent sized head screwdriver too. That fits the whole entire not thumb screw, but the whole entire fan screw. Because those fan screws are easily stripped. And you strip them too much, then you have a very slim chance of getting them back out of the fan to replace it. That's why you never use a smaller head screwdriver for the fan screws. For that purpose and that purpose only. Because the screwdriver always has to be stronger than the fan screws. It's weird. It happens. It's all good. Just be careful. And don't worry, you're screwing the plastic, so it's not really that hard. I mean, yeah, granted, some fans will make it a little bit harder than others, and others are easier. This is how it works. Now, you wonder why I went with an 80mm fan instead of a 92mm fan with the case? It's really because I had that spare 80mm fan laying around. I didn't really feel like going out and buying me another fan to fit the hole properly. So that's why I went to the next best thing. Now, honestly, I really don't need an extra fan because I'm pretty sure the push-pull fan for the water cooler will do just as good of a job. But I should that just in case. Now, if I really want to take this a step further, but I don't really want to mess with the top of the case because since it has a nice powder black finish to it, I want to take my whole saw and drill like a flower design or a butterfly design in the top panel for the power supply to be flipped upside down. Then I really designed a case, so I didn't want to go that far. But that's pretty much it. Got everything together. I'll be throwing the power supply, like I said in the other part of this video. Just so everything powers on and everything works fine. And I'll probably put my little fan I have on the top power supplies, or top of the video card, or the bottom of the video card, and see what happens. That'll be in part 4. So, Anyways, YouTube, that'll be it. You guys have a nice day, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.